love Tyson to win. It's just so hard to bet against Oleksandr Usyk. It's so hard. I think Tyson can do it if it's the best Tyson Fury. If it's anything less, even 5% less, then Oleksandr Usyk will do it again.
I think Tyson, I love Usyk. Usyk's probably my favourite fighter. Him and Bertobiev are my favourite fighters on the planet, and Bivol actually. But I do think Tyson wins in the rematch. I think he's going to get him in the rematch. I don't know why, and I think that's going to set up for a third fight. So I've got Tyson, but I'm not counting out Usyk. He's a master operator. He's fucking so good. It's going to be an interesting fight. Can't wait for it, to be honest with you.
Well, I'll actually side with our own guy, Tyson Fury. Yeah. And I believe he's going to do it next Saturday. I believe he's going to do it. It's not going to be easy, that's for sure. But I'm still banking on he's the bigger guy, naturally, the bigger guy. And he almost was there last time, but there was a couple of mistakes, as we all know. And fighters on the level of Tyson Fury and Oleksandr won't make them mistakes twice. So I believe Tyson Fury will find it within himself to get the victory for sure next Saturday. Yeah, I do believe that.
I don't know. I think depending it depends what mindset Fury's in. But I just got a funny feeling Fury can come back and he can pull this off. I just got a weird feeling that he might have knuckled down and he's going to take the fight a little bit more serious rather than dicking about in the ring and doing what he did last time when he got caught, didn't he? He was dicking about with his hands down, and I think he's going to be in a different mindset. But Usyk's he's just elite, isn't he? He's just a great fighter, one of the greats of our time. So it's a really tough one to call. But like I say, it depends which Fury turns up.
The fact that I think Tyson Fury's legs are completely shot to pieces, right? He's it's like I said before, we're not looking at the same Tyson Fury of like yesteryear, the guy that went over to win the world title initially when he went over when he beat Klitschko. We're not looking at the same guy anymore. This guy can't bounce around the ring for 12 rounds, which he proved in the last fight that he couldn't do that. And the fact that he's putting on weight and he's coming into this fight even heavier now will prove to me yet again, he's saying to himself, this is my last roll of the dice. If I'm going out, I'm going out on my shield. I want to go out, I'm doing it on my terms. So if I'm going to lose to Usyk, I'm going to come in at whatever weight I want. I'm going to talk the right kind of fight. I'm going to get my mind right. I'm going to be on point as best I can be. So that if I do lose, I can live with the defeat. That's how his mind's working. I've been a boxer before and I've been in his position where, well, no, that's not true, actually. I haven't been in his position because I've never boxed anybody that I've lost to. If somebody's beaten me once, I've never gone to look for them again. I've moved on. Do you see what I mean? But he's going back into old territory, old stomping ground, which I don't think he can claw back the deficit. It's not happening.
In terms of Fury and Usyk, I've always been a fan of both fighters massively. Obviously Usyk's an unbelievable technician and so is Fury, just a bigger version. I do think going into this second one, like Fury did amazing the first one, but I felt like Tyson definitely could have done better, and that's not me writing Usyk off whatsoever. I respect him massively, but in terms of Fury, I think if he brings his A game, he's in for a treat definitely for that night.
Listen, I want Tyson Fury to win the fight. Usyk's the favourite in the fight. He has to be after the last performance, but can Tyson Fury win that fight? Yeah, he can.
What needs to be done differently from Tyson Fury on his end of things?
I don't know. It's a question for Sugar Hill. I just think that Tyson at the beginning of the fight, first half of the fight, in my opinion, was kind of cruising in the fight, and then Usyk just kind of found his distance and was clipping Tyson. I don't know, Tyson just needs to be more consistent from the first bell, like from what he was doing, use his size advantage, his long arms. and I think he can win the fight. I do, but I don't want to say, oh, he's definitely going to win, so I get loads of stick, but I do think Tyson Fury is capable of winning that fight.
I think we might see a repeat of what we saw before if Fury doesn't make the changes. Fury started off very well, and then I don't know what happened. He seemed like he was fooling around one point. He got clipped, and it was all downhill after that. If he doesn't stay true to the game and not fool around, I think we're going to have a repeat of what we saw in the last fight.
You seem to make mention that a heavier Tyson Fury is the true form of Tyson Fury, the heavier version of the ones that came in the Wilder 2 and 3 fights. Do you feel that that's the case? A bigger Tyson Fury might get the job done in a real close fight again, what was the first time round too?
No, in my opinion, I think that Tyson has to really come down, and because Usyk is ephemeral. He moves well. He controls the atmosphere. That's what he's done for his entire career. The Ukrainian boxing system is fantastic. He knows what to do in that ring. And if Fury is handicapped by anything like weight or movement, it's going to be a repeat. Might even be a knockout. So to tell you the truth, that's where I'm going with it.
I think he just needs to be a little bit fitter, a little bit more sharper. And, he lost the fight by a point. So obviously he doesn't need to change drastically, but I think he needs, to step on the gas a bit more, push Usyk back a bit more, lean on him, really give it to him, to be honest. And I think he walks away with the win, but I know he's going to do it next month. And that's all I've got to say.
Do you know, I don't really feel like he needs to change much. I just feel like he kind of, maybe if you listen to a couple of the interviews he's done, he maybe got a little bit complacent in the mid-rounds because he was having so much success early on. And he just maybe allowed Usyk to, creep back into the fight. And that, proved to be his undoing. I think especially that was at the 9th round that he caught him with the big overhand left, and that kind of changed the fight. So, or not changed the fight, but it swung the momentum massively in Usyk's favour. So, the only thing I would say that Tyson can possibly change for the fight in December is to stay switched on and completely focused for the full 12 rounds. And I'm not saying that he wasn't switched on for the full 12 rounds, but it's just a slightly different mindset when you're in with the other best heavyweight in the world. So I think that's the key to the rematch for Tyson, is to keep, whatever's working for him, keep doing it and not allow Usyk to gain any momentum and creep back into the fight or get any success that kind of upsets Tyson's rhythm.
You know what? It's a tough one. I just think Fury has got all the advantages. He's big, he's strong. Well, not all the advantages, but he's a lot bigger and he's a lot stronger than Usyk. And I think that if Tyson comes in with the right game plan, which I think again is like a little bit of boxing, like sort of 70% fighting and 30% boxing. I think if he pressures Usyk intelligently, if you run into Usyk, then you play into his hands. I think intelligent pressure boxing is the way to beat Usyk. I think you need to keep him on the back foot. He needs to use his long reach and his strength, but at the same time, he needs to be careful of running into traps that Usyk's going to set. Usyk's smaller and he's going to want Tyson to fall in. As long as Tyson uses them long arms of his and keeps him at distance, but again, uses the pressure and makes Usyk come to him, I think Tyson wins. I think Tyson wins on points. I don't think he stops Usyk. I think it's hard to hit Usyk. You can't hit him with a handful of pennies, can you? But he's a tough man to nail with one shot, like a clean shot. So I can see Tyson putting him over. Again, if Tyson, I'd like to see Tyson go to the body a little bit more than what he did previously. But I think Tyson wins on a decision.
He's going to try to impose his weight, his size, his girth on Oleksandr Usyk. But Usyk is going to be who Usyk is always: elusive, quick, sharp, in and out kind of guy. There's no shame in Usyk's game. Usyk is going to be Usyk. Usyk is not going to change anything. Usyk is just going to be a better version of what he was the first time. Mm-hmm. Just like Tyson has had time to reassess, reevaluate what he's done in the first fight. So has Usyk. Usyk is sat down and looked back on the different flaws that he showed in the first fight, and he's going to correct them too. So I don't see that much. He can come in heavy as he wants to. It's not going to make a difference to Oleksandr Usyk.
And on the other hand, Fury, Usyk. Listen, I was one of the few, got some stick for it. I thought it was really close, that fight, and I had Fury potentially winning it by a round or so or a draw. Some people had it Usyk by a margin. I think I'm going to back Fury again. I'm going to go against the kind of general consensus, and I'm going to back Fury. I think he's not going to. I thought he was comfortable in that fight, and then he started pissing about a little bit and took his kind of gas off the pedal there. I think this time he's going to come, and if he sees an opportunity, he's a lot bigger man. He's going to do a clinical finish on him. But listen, Usyk, what a legend is he? And I won't write anybody off, but if I had to pick one, I'd say I'd back Fury again. I reckon he's going to have that little bit more in him this time. But Usyk's what a legend Usyk is as well. So listen, I'm just excited as a fan. I'm not really going to get too involved in it. I just want to watch two great heavyweights at each other for the belts.
He's been saying the only thing he needs to change is to not mess about and showboat. And we talk about chaos in the corner, and it should only be one voice. If Usyk didn't clip Fury in round 9 and Fury just won that round like he'd won so many other rounds in the fight, it wouldn't even be a conversation. He'd have just won the fight, a close fight. So it's only with retrospect, too many people saying too many things. It's one round away from that not even being a conversation. I think people are getting so looking so much into what happened in round 9 that it's erased memories of earlier rounds where Tyson Fury was having all sorts of success, not just erasing memory of the earlier rounds, but actually the later rounds, where after going through hell in round 9, Tyson still won rounds. How do you do that? I think all judges gave him the 12th round, a couple gave him the 11th round as well. But yeah, these moments that go viral, the key moments of the fight, the highlights, they can create amnesia amongst boxing fans. Maybe Tyson doesn't need to change much at all. Maybe he's cool. Maybe he just needs to not showboat. That seems to be the energy coming from him.
I mean, considering what I've heard from Fury now, it's kind of hard to not say he's going to come back 10 times better, because if he was going through all that mentally and it really had an effect on him, he still performed well, but I can understand the distractions and him not really paying attention because there's bare, like, loads of voices in the corner. It was like, who do I listen to? And I'm just going out doing whatever. But based on what I saw the first time round, I'm going to go Usyk again, because I just think if you're going to beat Usyk the best time the first time round, I think he's one of them guys where, like, if he knows what you possess, he knows what you can do, what you're good at, he's clocked you now. He knows how to take that away, and he's going to prepare for what he's just been in the ring with. And Fury's capable of the same things. He's got the talent to do the same thing that Usyk's done. But I just think that win is going to make Usyk more confident. He's going to press forward more, and he knows he can hurt him. I'd go Usyk again, but just considering that, what Fury was talking about, he was going through, I'm not so sure. I'm not so, like, guaranteed Fury again. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a 55-45, but for Usyk.
I picked Usyk by stoppage in the first fight. It has really nothing to do with it. Everything comes from a place of styles to me. I just think Usyk is a smaller heavyweight that fight big men very well. And I say that because he challenges him, but he don't challenge him from a brute strength standpoint. He challenges him from a feint game. He challenged him with his foundation of his feet. He challenging him by pop shotting him. He challenging him by hitting him with shots that they don't see coming. The shot that really hurt Fury was the same shot that was hitting him all night. It was the blind shot going around with the left hook from a southpaw standpoint. So imagine if you getting hit with that same shot while you're fresh. Now you get fatigued. This is why most people, even myself, like, I could understand why AJ, I said I didn't, but the inner me that come from this noble art, I could understand why he just threw the right uppercut with his chin up, because in the midst of just getting hit, your brain is shaking. You're just trying to make things right. He don't know that he's doing that. Fighters don't know. That's why you have teachers in your corner to let you know that that shot you're choosing, that's not the shot. Because I'm seeing what you're not seeing. He didn't know he was throwing that right uppercut like this. Don't forget, he just got knocked down. How many times? 2 or 3 times?
Right.
He was very discombobulated. He's trying to make things right. I feel that when fighters don't drill, especially when they tired, the type of thing with Tyson Fury and Usyk happens. You get hit with a shot early, you shake your head. You get hit with the same shot, third or fourth round, you shake your head and laugh. Now that 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds have passed, you're tired. You're not the same fighter you was in the first round. So now when that shot hits you, it's hitting a different person. It's hitting a much more fatigued person. Now you know that because the effect that has happened. That same shot hit Fury early in the fight a couple times. He took it very well. But when you're fatigued, especially if you're not used to drilling while you're tired, those type of things can happen to you. Like in that shot, he got hit with that long left hook. Like I said, he was getting hit with the shot all night, but it hurt him more when he got fatigued and he didn't see it coming. And that's what Usyk is very good at. He's good at, obviously, he's not a heavy-handed guy, but what he is, he can hurt you very well because he hits you with blind shots, the shots you don't see coming, and he know how to use his feet very well to create an angle to hit you with the shots that you don't see coming. So it's a lot of science, it's a lot of technical, and it's a lot of morale behind his style. He's just not a good boxer. He's an incredible man, too. You know what I mean? So the morale behind the style is everything. Why, to me, in my opinion, he may stop Fury this time.
I still favour Fury. Fury is my compatriot in a nation, my fellow Great Britain, and I will be backing him. And I think he's got the tools to do it. Invest in the body a bit more, and he can get the job done.
Great fight, and I feel like Fury is going to still have enough left and going to be able to adapt enough to win the rematch. I wouldn't be surprised if Usyk picks it up where he left off and Fury struggles to get in there, but I've got a feeling he's going to fight in the way what I felt like he would fight the first time, where he uses his height and reach and his weight better to his advantage than he did the first time. If he does that, I feel like he wins, because Usyk, you know, if you let him control the tempo of a fight, he'll run away with it all day. But if you force him into a scrappier fight where he can use his weight, rough him up on the inside, maybe work his body a bit more, I feel like he can win it.
I feel like Usyk's going to have a lot more confidence, more so. He's a great fighter anyway, but like he knows how much he hurt Tyson in that round, you know. I don't know, it's just a tricky one, isn't it? It's heavyweight boxing. Like Tyson could come out and catch Usyk clean and Usyk could be all over the place. So I just don't know. I haven't really put too much thought into it, to be honest. I'll watch it as a fan and may the best man win. Like, it was a close fight last time. The scorecard said that. I think maybe Tyson would have prepared him this time more better than he's ever prepared, because it's his chance to redeem his only loss. So only time's going to tell.
Well, conventional wisdom says that you can't back against Oleksandr Usyk because of what he did in the first fight. But I think there are certain conditions that Tyson Fury will have improved on from the last 12 rounds in May. Obviously, because the cut eye and different things like that will have affected his training and his conditioning, his actual sparring conditioning. I still think Fury can do it, but we are 9 days away from it. I'll be spending a lot of time around them in the next week. At the moment, I can't separate them, but the wisdom would suggest that Usyk should go down as the favourite. But I'm not going to pick right now because my pick is going to be in the Telegraph next Wednesday.
No, look, they're both top tier fighters. I think it's just going to be another chess match again, filling each other out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see Fury being able to overcome Usyk. Like, Usyk's just he's just a freak. He's just a freak, and he's a very good mover. Very good at getting his punches off and getting away without being touched. So yeah, it's a hard one to call, but yeah, both very, very good fighters. But yeah, I'm gonna have to back Usyk again.
What was your